my name's Kate. I am a high school math teacher at the beginning of my 18th year of teaching. Today, I thought that I would take you guys along for a day in my life. Today is Thursday, October 31st, Halloween. So let me show you guys my Halloween costume for today. So I've got this as a sweatshirt and I actually made it as a t-shirt, so I've got another one underneath. This is a file TI calculator, puts out amazing files for shirts, and I make all of them. So if you've seen some of my other day in the life videos, or if you follow me over on Instagram, I love wearing math shirts. So thought, you know what, today's the perfect day to wear my shirt. So absolutely love it. So much fun. So anyway, yeah, I thought that I would just take you guys along for a day and just, you know, kind of see what does Halloween look like in the high school. It's not necessarily crazy, but I don't know, because this is my first year at this new school. So we will see what Halloween brings at my new school. So I am gonna get some stuff done and I'll chat with you guys in a little bit. I did want to show you guys my start of class slides. I have these up when my kids walk in every class period, so they know kind of what to expect and what to do. So I have the do now. So I've been having trouble with my kids doing these in order, so I'm trying the numbers. We'll see if that works. I have upcoming tests, so the kids know things that are coming up for them and then what we're doing today. And then I always have a little meme for them along with the date. So here is the meme for today. So I really like having these slides just to the kids, again, really know exactly what to expect. I don't get those whole, you know, what are we doing today questions, or what should we be doing now. They at least know what they need to do now. It's just getting them to do it in order, because typically number 3 will be doing a warm-up and they'll just start the warm-up and then they'll forget to do the other things. We're getting there. If you haven't seen one of my other day in the life videos, this classroom that I'm in, it's first of all, it's a science lab, but it's a shared space with another teacher. So when I'm on my plan period, the other teacher's in here, and I do teach one other class in a different classroom upstairs. So I am only down here just to get a few things set up and ready for my day, and then I'm gonna head upstairs to our math science office, get a few things done, and then head over to the other classroom where I start my day. But I did want to share with you guys what I am doing with my kids today. So I have pre-calculus first period, and I then have my plan period, and then I have pre-calculus third period. And so my pre-calculus kids are reviewing for their chapter 2 test, which was all about functions. So I've got 2 different activities that the kids are doing today. So the first thing that they're going to do is this function shift sort activity. So they're going to be given a list of 20 functions, and we worked a lot on the parent functions and then how to go from the parent functions to the new graphs with their shifts. So they have this sort, so whether it's right only, left only, up only, down only, or a combination of those. So I've got those just colored on purple and orange, making it a little fun Halloween. So they're going to cut these out, they're going to sort them, and they're going to paste them onto this. So this is a really great activity just to make sure that they understand those shifts. So they're going to do that. It shouldn't take any more than 45 minutes for the absolute slowest person to do that. And then the second activity, my students are going to do this operations and compositions of functions color by number. So they have the operations on the front, add, subtract, multiply, divide. They really struggle with the dividing, even though we've been doing that since the beginning of school. And then on the back are our compositions of functions. So they're going to do this, and then they get to color a picture. So the pictures that I have are this fun little, let's see, that one, there's a couple of different haunted houses. So there's this haunted house, and there is one more. Let's see. Oh, and there's that haunted house. So I do have this resource in my TPT shop. Unfortunately, I combined 2 different resources together. So the operations and compositions of function comes with a pumpkin and a ghost, which is super cute. But one of my other classes, my college algebra class, already did one with that, and I already have those hanging up. And so I combine this with, I have a parallel lines and transversals color by number with the haunted houses. So I just pulled the haunted houses from that. So combined 2 together, and they come out really cute. So the kids are gonna do that. That takes them them the majority of the period to get both of those done. My really fast kids will get both of those done a little bit faster, and I do ask them when they're done coloring this, I'm going to have them cut it out the best that they can. Obviously, they don't need to do like all the little details. That way we can hang them up. And then they're going to work on their review. So I'm trying something different with their review this year. This is their review. This is it. It's just a list of the topics that we're doing. And what I tell them to do is, okay, I want you to look, the first topic, analyzing functions from graphs. And I want you to look through your notes and tell me which section did we do this. Because what I'm finding is that the kids look at a problem, like when we do our warm-ups, they look at a problem and they're like, I don't know how to do it, and they just move on. They don't take the time to look through their notes and use the resources that they have to help them review. And so I'm hoping by telling them, okay, you need to look up all of these topics and tell me which section they come from, and then that's where you need to study. And then I said, you know, most of the homework that they do has been coming from the textbook, which I also give them the answer keys to. So I said, okay, you know, I assigned you guys, you know, 30 to 60 every third problem or multiples of 3. So now you have other problems that you can do and you can check your answers for those. And so we're going to see how this goes. This isn't an overly complicated unit. The kids all did really well on the quiz. So I feel like this is a good enough study guide for them as opposed to recreating the test and just having them mimic that. So I will update you guys later on how this goes. So that's my plan for pre-calculus. And then my college algebra class, which is the pre-calculus trig. It's just the first semester of that pre-calculus trig course that I teach all year. So they're gonna start with a warm-up, and so they're gonna be doing this warm-up, that question right there, and then a review of finding distance and midpoint. And then we are going to start 2 different topics. We're gonna be looking at a symmetry of graphs, and I've started doing really skeleton notes without putting the problems and making the kids write those, because what I'm finding is that the kids will just get this, do it all on their own, not really knowing what they're doing and working ahead, and then it's just been a hot mess. So this is kind of a compromise between making them take their own notes and me giving them notes. So we're gonna do symmetry, and then we're gonna start talking about how to find slope, and then we'll get through the beginning of this talking about the 3 equations, and then we're gonna write an equation given 2 points. And that's where we're gonna stop for today, because they have a quiz next class, and I want to make sure that I have time to review. So this class, the college algebra, is definitely lower than the typical pre-calculus class. They made it through algebra 2, but maybe with low C's or D's, so they're definitely not as strong in math, and they're mostly seniors. So I want them to have some time to work on this quiz review, which is going to be their homework. So not as exciting for them as far as, you know, Halloween-esque goes, but it is what it is. So that's my plan for today. I'm gonna just get this stuff put down here so that I have it, and then I'm gonna head up to the math science office. So I'm on my plan period right now. I know I didn't film anything during my first period, and I knew I wouldn't be able to. It's I don't have any podium or anything up in the front, so it's really hard to get film of that class. But I'm on my plan period. We have no toner for our printer. Our secretary's gone, and so we're struggling a little bit. So let's see how much I can get done, because I need to get all of my tests and quizzes for tomorrow copied. Wish me luck. So I'm gonna talk while I'm doing this after some insane adventures with this copy machine. We finally got toner, and then it was starting to print the backlog of all of the people that have sent things to this copier all day long, and it was like, I waited 15 minutes and it still wasn't done, so we finally just turned it off and turned it back on again, because it was just then struggling and stopped and wouldn't work. So we are back going. I'm gonna get my copies made and hopefully salvage some of my prep. You guys are going to work on a couple of different activities today to help you guys prepare for your test. So the first activity that you guys are going to do, get this stuff out of the way, is this function shift sort activity. So you guys are going to get 2 papers. You're going to get this one here that has the like where you're gonna paste everything, glue everything, and then you're gonna get this half sheet of paper which has your 20 functions. And you need to just look at each function and decide, how does my function shift? Okay, is it right only? Is it left only, up only, down only, or is it a combination of those and they go into those boxes? The second activity you guys are going to do is this operations and compositions of functions color by number. So it's requiring or going over two different topics on here. The first side is our operations of functions. So we're adding functions, we're multiplying our functions, we're dividing our functions. If you don't remember how to do that, go back and look at your notes, right? On the back side is our composition of functions where we're plugging in. So f of h of -7, we figure out h of -7 and then plug that back into our f and then find the number answer for those. Okay? And the picture part that you are coloring, I got a big old mess up here, is also Halloween related, Danny. So you guys have a choice of this little haunted house guy there. Let's see. You could color this little haunted house there, or you have this one. So all little haunted houses that you guys get to color. So about 30 minutes into my second class for the day, I have lunch. So I'm on my lunch break now. I've got leftover hamburger helper, not all that exciting. You can hear in the background I was playing some spooky Halloween music for the kids. During first period it definitely sounded more like carnival music. This channel's a little bit better, so I may see if I can find something better during lunch, but I'm gonna enjoy lunch and listen to an audiobook. I don't even remember what I'm listening to. It's not all that great, just excited for it to be over. I have just a few hours left of it. All right, here is your graph for number 2. So number 3, your graph should look something like this. Okay, and before I show you guys the answer to number 6, we're going to talk about number 6 just because this is one that was missed by a lot of you guys. And it's all of my classes. Was it x plus 1? Yeah. So when we make our table of values for this one, I'm only going to do one of them, but when we plug in -3, we're going to have the absolute value of -3 plus 1. What do we need to do first in this problem to figure out what y equals? Combine like terms. What is -3 plus 1?
-2.
-2. So the absolute value of -2 is what? 2. And what a lot of you guys were doing, and again, you guys is in all 3 of my college algebra classes, took the absolute value of -3 first and then added 1, right? That would have had to look like this right here. Okay, so if it's inside the absolute value, it acts just like a parenthesis. Do what's inside there first and then take the absolute value at the very end. Okay, so your graph for this one should look like that right there. This axis. So what this is talking about, you guys don't need to draw this. I'm going to just draw it here. So you don't need to put this in your notes. But if I have a graph that looks like this right here, a parabola. If this graph has symmetry about the x-axis, that means that I can fold along the x-axis, so the x-axis, the horizontal line. So if I had this on a piece of paper and I folded my piece of paper in half, this part of my graph up here would match this part of my graph down here. Does it do that? If I fold this in half, would those two parts of my graph, the part up top and the part on the bottom, match up with each other completely perfect? So I'm seeing some people say yes and some people saying no. So when I fold this in half, this stuff folding up or my top folding down, where is this going to fold? Where, like, if I fold it, no, we're folding it across the x-axis. So I'm taking my graph and I'm folding it this way like this.
Then no.
Okay, so where would this go if I fold it down? What would it look like? So it would kind of fold down like this, right? This would fold down here. Where would this fold? Up here, right? That would fold up here, and then the other part would fold down there. Do those two graphs look exactly the same?
No.
No, because one is opening up, one is opening down. Okay, so this graph would not have symmetry about the x-axis. Okay, now when we're talking about the y-axis, so now this is what some of you guys are thinking. I'm going to fold it across the y-axis, so this way. Does this half of my graph match up completely with this half of my graph?
Yes.
Yes. So if I fold it in half on the y-axis, this would line up here if I graphed it actually correctly, which, you know, it's a hot mess. Okay, let's go ahead and check this one and see how you guys are doing. So we're just going to focus on our x-axis symmetry, which means we're going to make what equal to, or the negative? Y. So we're going to say negative y equals x cubed minus 9x. And again, the only reason I did not put this in parentheses is because it is the only thing on that side. There is nothing else over there. Otherwise, I would put our parentheses. Okay. So now, my original equation said y equals, so I want to get this one to say y equals as well. So what would we do?
Divide -1.
Good. So divide everything by -1. And that's going to give us y equals negative x cubed plus 9x. Plus 9x. Is that what we started with? No. So there is no symmetry about the x-axis. Oh, the day is over. I don't know. It definitely feels like a Friday, and it's only been a 4-day week for us, and it's only, you know, Thursday. So one more day tomorrow. I hope you guys enjoyed this day in my life. If you guys did, please give it a thumbs up. If you are interested in following along more with my journey, please subscribe. I do upload videos every Friday, but you can hit that notification bell to be notified the next time a video goes live. I hope you guys have a wonderful day.